Hey there, Amy Lewis with Brandon Hafley of Catalyst Mortgage for the Catalyst Report. Of course, we're very glad you're here again with us. If you're joining us, though, for the first time, let me tell you, the Catalyst Report is really all about education, right? Education for you, education for the basic consumer about how to make smart decisions, breaking down complex loan issues into really bite sized chunks to give you the tools to make smart decisions. So, having said that, today we're going to talk about factors that can change your scenario, say, including your rate. So let's talk about some of the things, Brandon, okay?
Well, it's important for consumers to know that when you're working with your mortgage professional, transparency is key when it comes to your financial situation.
Yeah.
And when I say that, you have to almost treat your mortgage professional like an attorney. Tell them everything about your picture because even one small thing can make a big change.
Transparency, not only on our part, but on your part as well.
Absolutely. Transparency on both is really key, and working with loan officers that you feel comfortable with, but also companies that you feel comfortable with that will both reciprocate.
How do you know, how do I know as a consumer that you guys are being transparent?
Well, I think that, when it goes back to our previous discussions about disclosures, making sure you're detailing numbers, and so on, but also doing research on the company, the individual, the loan officer, and seeing, what's their, reputation like, and really in our industry, 99% of the business, lenders are great. We have really good people in our industry that give solid advice, but you still want to do your research and check on those people.
One thing I know that when you are trying to get a refinance is that you have an appraiser come to your home. So what happens if the appraisal doesn't come in as high as you hoped it would?
Well, that's one of those things that can change the initial terms. Your loan to value will change. So that could also mean potentially an eighth or a quarter point higher on interest rates. Different things that can also change if you don't disclose a bankruptcy, or if you've had a short sale or a foreclosure, or if you're self-employed and you work two different jobs, and how you get income from one wage job and then a self-employed. I mean, there's so many factors. You really have to just open your book up and be honest about everything to prevent any changes.
Yeah, so when that appraisal comes in, is that it? There's no changing that appraisal, or can you get another appraisal?
Well, it depends on the company. Some companies will allow for other appraisals to be will allow them to happen after the fact.
Yeah.
But like for instance with FHA, on an FHA loan, that appraisal is tied to the property for 6 months. There is no going around it. Same thing with VA. That appraisal is tied to the property.
Yeah.
But on a conventional loan and different portfolio products, then yes, you could actually get another appraisal, but it's based on company policy.
Everybody is concerned about the credit score, whether it's not high enough, or what is too high, or what is not too high, but what's the right credit score that you have to have. Like, say if somebody has 5 or 8 or 10 credit cards and they're still using them all, does that affect the credit score? And how important is your credit score?
Credit score is key when getting a home loan. Flat out, it's what it is. It's really important, and especially now recently, the way that credit is computed is changing. It's what we call trended credit data. And with those changes, the credit bureaus and now, Fannie Mae will actually be able to tell if you're paying balances off in full every month, and then, or if you're not, it will also actually report that information. And so, why that's important is having less credit cards and having, let's say higher balances that you're only using 30% of will actually give you a higher credit score. Your credit score will go up. You don't ever want to utilize max credit cards, or have multiple accounts.
Well, should you close out credit cards when you're doing this, or is it good to have open credit cards?
It's actually both. Really you want to talk to the mortgage professional you're working with, and they can do a credit simulator to see, okay, hey, if I close 4 or 5 accounts, will my credit score go up? Or do I need to keep these all open until it's done? Now, long term, over a period of time, yes, in my opinion, lowering the amount of credit you have is actually beneficial as long as you're not fully utilizing it all.
Is there a credit score that's problematic?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, again, it goes into scenario and it depends on the loan type. Really, in where mortgages are right now,
Yeah.
FHA, it's like 530, 520 below. It's kind of hard to get. If you're above 520, 530 with compensating factors, you can still get a loan.
So employment changes, are those something that you should be concerned about or disclose, of course?
Absolutely. You should never change a job during the loan process
Okay.
at all, because once you
So
do,
I'll stay here. then.
exactly, stay here.
Okay, just making sure.
But by changing a job, then they're going to have to, of course, verify new pay stubs,
Yeah.
and so on. So you really want to just stay where you're at, and again, be honest with your loan officer, hey, this is what I'm thinking in the next 30, 45 days or 60 days, or hey, I'm going to be taking a new job in 90 days. That way they can get what they need to do done as fast as possible for
Status quo, the way to go.
you. Exactly.
Such a poet. So there you go. Some really hopeful, and advice that can help you if you're looking to refinance your loan. And I'll tell you, the best advice is to be upfront and be clear about what you want and about what you want from your mortgage company. Thank you so much for,
Thanks for having me.
again, another edition of the Catalyst Report. And be sure to listen on Monday mornings at KFBK from 7 to 8 for the Catalyst Report. Go to catalystmortgage.com for more information, too. See you next time.